Hello everybody, I'm Storm here, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the Kingdom of Greece. In the last episode, we launched our assault on Argentina, and we ended up in a bit of a heavier fight than I had anticipated. I had thought that the Argentinian army would all gather along the border to counter my assault along the former Chilean border, and that our Marines would then be able to sneak in the backside here and kind of take some of their victory points along the coast. The Marines ran into a pretty large stack of Argentinian divisions. It eventually numbered in upwards of 50 divisions, and I count myself lucky that my Marines managed to escape with only losing 5 of the 20 divisions I landed. So, but the Marines did tie those 50 divisions down, which made the rest of the fight easier for my main armies, and we eventually did defeat Argentina. Now, we are justifying a war goal against Uruguay. That should be done fairly quick. When is this going to be done? 9th of May. Yeah. 9th of May, so less than a month. So we need to set up an army against Uruguay, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to use these guys. And I'm going to give them a front here and let them set up. These guys, mountain infantry, I think for now we're just going to line them up on the Brazilian border. They're not going to be able to cover that whole border. Actually, they don't need that. You... No, not that. We need to edit the border. There we are. Because our Axis allies will not be participating in this fight, so... Oh, wait, hold on. Where's... There. Okay. So, we don't necessarily need to defend that border, because that's... not going to be participating. Okay, now, what did I do before starting up the recording? I did a few things. One thing I did was I set up some production here of rocket artillery, normal rocket artillery, to go with the motorized rocket artillery that we're building. I also took the battle cruisers that we were building and pushed them to the bottom, so that we could free up the steel that we were dedicating for them for our tanks. And even still, it's not enough. But it... Well, actually, maybe once we unpause it, it'll change. Because we've got some battle cruisers built, and they're still going to build pretty well. They're just not going to build quite as fast. But it'll be alright. So, I made some edits to the templates. In our... No, not the heavy infantry. It was in the mechanized infantry. What I did was I replaced one of the light self-propelled artillery units with the motorized rocket artillery instead, which reduced some of our piercing and hard attack a little bit, but increased their soft attack and defense. So... And it also reduced their supply use and weight. So I thought that that was a good trade-off to give it a little bit more soft attack to help fight enemy infantry. Also, I had someone suggest putting together a division here that used just guns. So just artillery, rocket artillery, anti-air, and anti-tank guns, and use that to defend coastal forts. So we're going to give that a shot and see how that works. So I call this the coastal defense. And I've queued up them to start building. They're fairly small. I mean, they're only using 2,000 manpower division. But if they can help the forts hold off enemy invasions, so much the better. Now, also, we had some more light infantry that I actually converted into paratroopers to replace the paratroopers we lost, and I'm moving them to link up with the other paratroopers. Now, these guys are all green, So probably once they link up, I need to start telling them to train so they get up to regular. Okay. And I think that's it for now. So let's go ahead and pause it and get it rolling. Okay. We are now below 2 million men in the manpower pool. That's all right. So those guys should all be deploying, which they mostly are. These guys should be deploying, which they are. And actually, they're going to need a battle plan. Yes. There you go. Now, we're going to need more than this. Because right now we've got 105 divisions here. Brazil could have as many as 175 divisions. So I would like to bring in another 100 divisions at least. To deal with Brazil. And so, to that end, I need to find somebody to bring over. You got 50 paratroopers. Okay, so these guys need to start working, exercising. Got some heavy tanks. I'm not sure I want to really bring those over. Well, the tanks could be useful. Oh, speaking of something that I just thought about. Did I queue up the infrastructure? No, I did not. Okay, so... there we are. And we're going to want to prioritize the repairs and the new construction. Because right now, infrastructure is more important than anything else. Making sure that my troops can operate anywhere in my entire empire without needing to worry about supply is gold in my book. So, we'll take care of that. So where am I going to get 100 divisions? I mean, I certainly have lots. I could pull some of these troops. I basically cut this in half, pull those troops off the line and move them temporarily, and then bring them back. This is a thought. Because again, we're going to be fighting in the Amazon jungle. I don't expect there to be a lot of supply throughput there. So, moving tanks into the region doesn't exactly sound like a good idea. We finished our justification of conquering Uruguay. Okay, so, are we in position? Mostly. We got our Marines we need to think about as well. If we brought over the paratroopers and Marines, because they're fairly lightweight, and they could use some combat experience. All right, that sounds like a plan. But first, declare war. Send it. And you guys launch your attack. Alright, so These Marines. These Marines need to get... I'll bring them down here. And these guys, actually, let's stop your exercising for now. Get you to a port. We're going to have to do something with our army experience here soon. Alright, and these 50 divisions can come down here as well. Alright, we've broken through. Looks like they only have one victory point, Montevideo. Those guys are going to swing around, and then they should support across the river. Yep. How about you guys, like, join that battle real quick? Sometimes I just don't understand what the AI does. Oh well, it's no big deal. We should outnumber them pretty well. Why would you break off the line? These guys aren't even on the line. Weird. Alright, so... should we begin our justification against Brazil? Oh, free military factories. Perfect. Actually, we got a lot of free military factories. Man, Uruguay was packing. Alright, so take all states. Done. Good. Alright, so these 45 divisions need to get put somewhere. I think what I want to do is I want to edit their front line, right? Edit their front line, remove that. And I want to stack all 45 of these divisions. Oop, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. Line them up here. And have them march north up the coast here towards Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. That's going to be their plan. To push... there. These divisions... their plan is just going to be a general push into the country. At least initially. And we are waiting for the Marines and the paratroopers to arrive. So they're on their way. And once they arrive, we will find some place to put them. Okay, so there we go. That's all of those. And I think what I might do up here is, again, Let's get some more, because we're now using this advanced rocket artillery and the motorized rocket artillery. So let's just put together some runs of that stuff. Okay, yeah, these guys like their chances because they're overloaded on that front. That's precisely what I want. Whereas the rest is... Actually, I'm going to switch these guys to balanced. Still want these guys on aggressive. Alright, there they are. There's the rest of those guys. Once I have these guys in position... See, how long will it take me to justify a war goal against 125 days? So, that's what? 4 months? Plus or minus? World tension minus 50%. Okay. I'm going to wait to start the justification until they land. I mean, we've got a lot of time to kill anyway, so it's not like we're losing time. Yeah, we've got a bunch more armored and mechanized infantry. How does stockpiles look? Okay, so we're behind on towed rocket. But that's okay, because we're not really using a lot of that. We are way behind on motorized rocket. So in fact, what I might want to do is switch this from advanced rocket to motorized. Because that's actually what we need more of right now than these guys. And any military factories that we get in Brazil are going to go into that. Alright, these guys are close enough. Let's just go ahead and start that justification. So let's look at this. So yeah, we've got 2, 6, 1, 11. Yeah, they definitely outnumber us along the front here. And my supply situation is all good. I don't know what theirs is like across the border. But I have maximized infrastructure along the whole thing. Oh, speaking of maximized infrastructure... That taken care of. How much of this fortifications have we built? Let's see if we switch over to the naval. 10 of 10. Oh, it doesn't let me know how many we've actually built yet, right? We're at 10 of 10. Ah, yes, okay, so that stuff that's under construction. Look at how much of this has actually been built already. Like, all the way up to, all the way up to here is actually been built. Man, this built fast. Okay, so the Marines, these guys actually need to be in the same army. So yeah, there we go. We'll merge them over. The Marines. Let's put them... Let's put them down here. And the paratroopers, we will put them... We'll put them along here. Let them get in position and then we'll start exercising the paratroopers. Man, we can really use to exercise these Marines as well. Or we just let them get combat experience in the field. With the 443 ships, 25 carriers, 32 battleships, 8 battle cruisers, 62 heavy cruisers, 83 light cruisers, and 233 destroyers. We could probably assemble another army out of this. Drop that to 12. Drop this to 12. Make you guys an army. Give you a commander. And just some color there. Let's see. By training, recruit and deploy. Okay, so those guys will be out soon. Then we'll start spreading them out to ports, primarily. Throughout the Empire. We got a lot of ports to guard. But naval bombers and warships are also going to be very useful in protecting our coastlines. Alright, so you guys... Offensive line. There. We don't really need to be precise about it. You guys, offensive line up here. Let's just fix that a little bit. There we go. Alright, so are you guys all in position? They mostly are. Start exercising. Same thing with you. Start training. Just to get you up to as good as you can get. So when are we going to be? 29th of October. Okay. The Italians are moving a lot of troops around. A lot of troops. All right. I am hoping, really hoping this is going to be enough. Let's see, we don't have any template for modern tanks. I haven't set anything up for that yet. We're just building them and depoting them at the moment. We're still short on heavy tanks. So I'm wondering if I shouldn't prioritize them. Because that'll get them some steel. Well, they actually have enough steel for their heavy tanks. We've got some new light infantry divisions. So let's go ahead and add them to this front. $305. Okay, I think that's probably going to have to be as good as we're going to get there, because we now need to start putting together the armies that are going to take up the border along the East Asia here. Well, a lot of the armies that are going to move to East Asia are currently deployed, like here, and here, and here. All those guys are heading over to China and Japan once they're done taking out their little pockets here. Oh, we've got another army down here I need to remember exists. So you guys actually redeploy up here. For now, just so they don't forget about them. Okay, so we've got a few months to go here before we are justified against Brazil. And there really isn't much else happening at the moment until that happens. We've got the first of our new garrisons. Our coastal defense forces. So that's going to have to pile up pretty big. But right now we're pretty much about at the end of the episode here, at least the end of time. So I think we might actually just cut it here just a little bit early. When we come back to next episode, we should be able to take down Brazil. And once Brazil is down, then comes the long wait to build out the army, construct everything, that sort of thing, which I'm going to be running off screen for large chunks of that, as I mentioned before. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.